Hola, hola, my lovers. It's MJ from All to Love. Happy to be here with you guys. It's Wednesday. It's August 9th. There's some wonderful things happening in the sky this week. So I'm wishing you all some mega love. It's so funny. It's so funny how the cards will just fall out perfectly sometimes. Ace of Wands and Two of Cups. And again, you guys know I deep dive, I nerd out on astrology and astrological insights. And this week, there's definitely something going on with Venus. I think it might be a Venus Cazimi or something, which is highlighting our values and possibly, because Venus is in Leo, this is possibly like expressions of love or reconnections, reunions, like really, really positive energy around love and new beginnings. So I think a lot of you might be taking some leaps with regards to love, romance. If you're already teamed up, or if love is not the game for you, then it's possibly to do with creative projects, like business partner made in heaven, that kind of energy, like somebody who really gets your creative juices flowing. And for some of you, I think you're going to be taking this leap into the next phase, and like wanting to create a really solid foundation. I think for some of you, it's somewhat breaking free from and or letting go of past events, letting go of distraction as well. Like I think, especially if this is like a working creative thing, for some people, love, right, can be like this distraction. So it could be that you're having a bit of a new beginning around your perspective of how work and romance and family life, it all goes together. Because these cards that support the energy of love, new beginnings, and taking a bit of a risk, because it's an Ace of Wands, as in maybe it's a little bit different from what you're used to, or it's just a brand new beginning. Like it's a brand new job, it's a brand new project, and there's a part of you that's like, oh my God. But again, for a lot of you, this is, I'm hearing actually proposal. So for some of you, but I guess that proposal is a word that we can use in a business sense as well. If there is a connect, because it's Venus retrograde, and again, this is from the astrological experts, but because there is this Venus retrograde, for some of you, there could be this offer, like could be a situation from the past, a past employer, a past lover. And this time, I think they're less distracted. And so wanting to put the foundation, wanting to do the legwork with regards to a creative project, love, whatever it might be. Take what resonates, leave the rest, right, you guys? These readings are for fun and entertainment. And like I've said before, but if you find that you're like 2-3 repeated readings are really resonating, maybe that's a bit of a nudge to book a private reading. But otherwise, again, it's just really nice to connect with you guys. Some of you know I do yoga as well, so feel free to reach out. At the minute, I have about one space for regular yoga, but otherwise the yoga is full and tarot is open. You've definitely been dealing with, as we all do, but there's definitely been some different characters here. I guess situations from the past that have been painful, that you've had to heal from. So for some of you, I think you're really taking on board the inner alchemy, letting go of the past, healing from the past. I think something about, like, I think you're just done with shady energy. Hence the, like, okay, I've rebalanced myself. I guess, you could relate it to healing from toxicity, healing from emotional abuse, healing from narcissistic abuse, whatever it might be, right? And I would dare say in our, disconnected societies that healing and actually taking time to grieve and heal when we go through breakups or when we go through losses. We just don't talk about it necessarily in a way I think that helps humans really sit in the Shazam that's coming up, right? It's like, let's just swipe and go on dates, or let's just distract ourselves. I do it too. I'm not like preaching, it's just speaking to that awareness of how bottled and repressed and like just our ability to really honestly and vulnerably talk about things that's not always available. I recently came across a channel, two different channels that caught my eye on YouTube that are completely off topic for me, but really fascinating, about architecture. And I recently came across just these like developments. And this morning, again, you know, when you click on one video, you get all the videos from that channel. It's been talking about this linear city that they're building or wanting to build in the desert, and how, you know, potentially it's like a vanity project from the man who's running Saudi Arabia. And then the title was like a 7 billion something or other project. And I thought, isn't it interesting that we live in a world that wants to pour all of our resources into war and these structures, you know, these, as one could say, these vanity structures, or these projections of self, right, that don't actually serve the earth, the planet, the people. They're just these egos of these wounded souls that are desperately trying to grapple with their own power, you know? And instead of actually using those resources to support the well-being, harmony, and ecosystem of our planet and its people, it's like discard all that and project into the vision this sort of like, it's not real. And like, these are projections, which when you look at the kind of intellectual debate and from different architectures and it's not cohesive. It's pure marketing, right? And it reminds me of how we really want to start to withdraw, I think, from thinking what we see on our screen is real. And bearing in mind that these grand, big, sort of status symbols, because a lot of it, like these sorts of structures that are being built now, are not for people to live in. They're just assets for wealthy people to have. And I'm not sure where I was going with that, but either way, I'm just like, I think we're going to get bored of it all. Oh yeah, as in, like, so the cities will fund and or support the funding and building of these mega structures that are not even going to house anybody, whilst, you know, simultaneously there's like the slums and just huge, you know, waves of poverty. I don't know, the stark contrast and the apparent oppression and injustice is just, you know, it fascinates me that we still want to be like, oh wow, ooh, look at the big building. You're like, ugh, why? Like, think of how we could use those resources differently. And it's not like wanting to discredit the good work of architects or like the visionary work, but there's so much, to me, just legwork around feeding people, housing people, teaching, like even just teaching people how to look after a home, or teaching, you know, just like simple things. Anywho, whoop-a-doo, there's my little all to love rant. Because let's be honest, I want to make a song about love in the world, but that song, that Michael Jackson song of "Hit the bed, make it a better place," that's the only one that's coming into mind. But I want to be like, the love ought to love, love, love. Let's get one more card. So for some of you, as this message comes in, whether it's this offer for a new work, I feel like some of you have actually been headhunted. This could come as a surprise. You might not be expecting this message. Or if it's regarding love, there's something about it like, this is what's making me think that this could be somebody from your past. Venus is retrograde, and so the likelihood that we're going to have messages or people from our past situations come around, that's happening, and that is likely. Intuitively we might suss it, but like on the conscious level, you're probably not going to suss. And or when you receive this message, I feel like maybe this person has been going through some anxiety, sleepless nights, and that as they approach, they might be incredibly apologetic. And or something about their energy feels off, and I would dare say it's because it is, and what you're feeling is like maybe they're feeling a little insecure. Like, so anyway, you're picking up on something that's off skis, but otherwise, like, everything's at the end. It's just this message coming through that might feel a bit weird. But again, I feel like you're finally rising into this clear stage of your life, as in you've taken this leap into the unknown, you've taken a new beginning. Some of you might have actually left a relationship as well, or left a creative project knowing, as in the past you left something and knowing that there'd be new things coming in. And then this message, it might feel a bit timid, there could be a bit of insecurity, but this is like coming to meet your match, and then grabbing this new beginning with a sense of passion. So whether it's work or whether it's romance, there's definitely this brand new shiny beginning that's going to bring you a lot of reflective love. Something you've been working toward, I hear, for some of you, or manifesting, right? And then for some of you, I just saw that medallion card. For some of you, you could be receiving an inheritance. Or again, this could be some sort of like gift from the divine that is like you're inheriting. It's like karmic reward. I'm curious. Let me know if that resonates with you guys. I love connecting with you guys here. Thank you for being my internet friends. Thanks for supporting me in my random intuitive creative endeavors. Yeah, really, really appreciate all of you. And again, if you're interested in doing some meditation, breathwork, yoga with me, feel free to reach out. I do my sessions online. If you are local, you could technically come around, or I could come meet you. And otherwise, my lovers, I wish you peace and love and virtual hugs. Peace out, my lovers.